Quickly an actual listing presentation. So you can kind of see how this all works. So before I get started, let me just show you what I have on my screen so you understand getting set up. I'm just going to go through this really quickly. So as I'm preparing for my presentation, can you see my screen? Great.
Yes.
So I have my CMA, okay, because I'm going to go over that. I have my net sheet. I didn't do a full net sheet. I just put something basic in there, but I have that ready to go. I have my social distancing right here. So that way, if they have any questions, well, how are you going to get my property sold? I have this ready to go. I have my listing plan of action ready to go. And for some of you, this is going to be really great. I have my listing presentation script up. So that way, when a virtual presentation, I could actually read the script verbatim and go through it. Now, don't share your screen with the script. That would not be good, okay? But I have it up in case I get lost or do anything along those lines. So that's what I have up. And then I also have up, what I also have up is my info sparks. So I have info sparks ready to go just in case it comes down to that. Now, the role play Melinda and I are going to be doing is for a property in Long Beach. So I brought up Long Beach. So in case I need to go to my last resort, I have info sparks ready to go. So that's what I have up, ready to go. So when the client comes on board, I'm not searching all over the place. Okay, so I have that ready to go. Now, I'm not going to share that until I need it, though. That's going to be the kind of the plan. All right, so let's kind of go through this and make it happen. So Melinda, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, cool. All right, Melinda. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the Zoom. I appreciate that. Was everything okay getting on? You were able to get on, no problem?
Yeah, just clicked on the link and it took me right in.
Cool. All right, very good. Well, I got to tell you, I'm really excited to be with you here today and talk about getting your home listing and getting it sold. So should we begin?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fantastic. So Melinda, I wrote down 3 real important questions for our meeting today. Number 1, do you absolutely have to sell your home?
Yeah, I do need to sell it. Absolutely.
Okay, fantastic. And number 2, do you want to price your home to sell or do you want to keep it on the market for a long period of time?
Well, no, I mean, I need to price it to sell. I mean, I don't want to give it away, but I definitely want to get it sold.
I don't want to give it away for you either. So, but we'll definitely get it priced at the right there. Mm-hmm. And number 3, do you want me to handle the sale for you?
Well, yeah, I want to hear what you have to say and everything, and then I'll make my decision for sure.
Fair enough. I greatly appreciate that. So Melinda, at the end of our presentation today, one of 3 things is going to happen. Number 1, you'll have the opportunity to list your home with me. Or number 2, you'll decide not to list your home with me. Or number 3, I may decide not to take your listing, and any one of those 3 is fine. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. So for our meeting today, I've prepared what we call a comparative market analysis. And there's essentially 2 parts to this research. So number 1 is what we call fantasy land. And that's what homeowners list homes for. And part 2, we call reality, what real estate agents like myself list and sell homes for. And we're going to have to decide tonight where you're going to spend your time. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
Great. Now, the purpose of the comparative market analysis is to determine the value of your home in the eyes of a buyer. Do you know how buyers determine value?
Well, I assume that they look to see what's out there on the market and decide what's the best price for what's available.
Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. Buyers determine value by comparison shopping. They look at the price of your home based on its features and benefits and compare it with the features and benefits of similar homes that have sold recently or are currently on the market. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, great. So for example, let's say you were going to go purchase a new car. What kind of car would you get?
I'd probably get a new Tesla.
A new Tesla. Okay. Wow. Very nice. Good for you. So let's say you go to Tesla here in Long Beach and they have the exact car that you want for $75,000. But I know you're a smart shopper, so you also go to Tesla up in the South Bay, and they have that car, but with the upgraded rims and upgraded leather seats, also for $75,000. Which one would be more valuable?
Well, the one with the extra stuff.
Why is that?
Well, because I'm getting more for my money.
You're getting more for your money. Exactly. I feel most people would have the same thoughts. But let's say you go back to Long Beach Tesla and they put the car that did not have the rims or leather seats on sale for $50,000. Which would be a better value then?
Well, the cheaper one then.
Okay, why is that?
Well, I don't need that other stuff. I'd much rather keep the $25,000 difference.
Oh, that's exactly right. And again, I feel most people would have the same thoughts on that. So as you can see, if you want to increase value, you either lower the price or have more features and benefits for the same price. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Good. So unless you're planning to add more features and benefits to your home, are you?
No.
Great. Then price is the only issue. Can I show you what I mean?
Sure.
Great. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. Now, can you see these comps that I have on my screen?
I can,
Fantastic. So let's go ahead and go through these. So the first one here, you see here, 528 Cedar Avenue. Are you familiar with that property?
Yeah, that's just down the street.
Yeah, it's just right down the street from yours. Okay.
Mhm.
And so let's go through this. So this one, how many bedrooms are there?
1 bedroom,
One bedroom. And how many bathrooms?
1 bathroom,
One bathroom. Great. And what's the square footage?
655. So that's a little bit bigger than mine then.
It's a little bit bigger than yours, correct. And what did they list it for?
260.
Great. And what did they sell for?
They got 260.
Great. Okay. And then how many days was it on the market?
Only 11. That sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds pretty great, right? Because you have to be in Nevada for your new home, correct?
Right.
Fantastic. Now, here's the great news, Melinda. Your home is a little bit better than this one because even though it's bigger, you have a little bit of a nicer unit and a nicer complex. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
sure.
fantastic. So now I'm going to scroll down here and let's go ahead and look at the second comp. Can you see this one at 335 Cedar?
Yeah.
Now, this one's actually in the same building as yours, right?
Right. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, and now, so let's look at this. So this, how many bedrooms?
1 bedroom and 1 bath, just like
Great.
mine.
And square footage?
515. So that one's actually a little smaller than mine then.
Yeah, just a little bit, but pretty close, right?
Mhm.
And what did they list it for?
265.
265. Great. And how much did it sell for?
270.
Hey, we went up a little bit. That'd be nice, right?
Yeah, I'll take that anytime.
Okay, great. And how many days was it on the market?
17.
17. So does that work for you in getting this sold in 17 days and getting you to Nevada?
Yeah, definitely.
Fantastic. Okay, great. Now this home is actually very similar to yours. It's in the same building. It's almost the same exact square footage and bedrooms, bathrooms. So very similar to yours. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
All right, fantastic. Now let's go into this one. Now this one's also in your building at 335 Cedar. You got a popular building.
Yes. There's usually sales happening all the time in here.
Always sales happening. Okay, great.
Mhm.
Now this one, let's look at this. How many bedrooms and bathrooms?
1 bedrooms and 1 bath.
Okay, and then square footage?
617. So
617. So a little bit bigger than yours, right?
Yeah.
Great. Okay, and what did they list for?
280.
280. And what did they sell for?
280.
Okay, great.
On the market for 429 days.
429 days. That's over a year.
I mean, that doesn't even make any sense.
Doesn't make any sense at all. So let me ask you, would you be okay if we didn't get you to Nevada until 2021?
No.
No, you want to be in Nevada in the next couple months, right?
Yeah, I need to be there. I can't afford to have this sit here vacant while I'm gone.
Yeah, no, I get it. Well, Melinda, I have some really good news for you is that I'm going to do a little bit better than the description that they have for their property, okay?
Okay.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah, that sounds like a
Right.
good
Now,
plan.
this property is a little bit bigger than yours, but we don't want to be on the market for 429 days, right?
No.
Okay, great. So based on all this, what price do you feel we should use to market your home to get the most amount of buyers in here to get you the best offers and get you to Nevada?
Well, I mean, probably closer to the 270 price.
And you know what? I would agree with that. I'm actually going to suggest a price of $270,000. So Melinda, will you list your home with me for that price tonight?
Well, I mean, that seems reasonable. I guess my only concern right now is how do we even get anybody in the home right now?
You know what, Melinda, that's a fantastic question. Certainly a big concern for people with the virus going on, right?
Well, yeah.
You know what? Let me actually share something with you. Can you see my screen right now with our social distancing?
Yeah, uh-huh.
So we're doing some really unique things with our company right now because ultimately my job is to get your home sold for the most amount of money in the least amount of time. But my job is also to make sure you get to Nevada safe and sound, right?
Yeah.
Great. So we don't want a bunch of people just stomping through the home. So we've developed some really good ways of marketing your property virtually, just like you and I are doing a listing presentation virtually to get your home out to the maximum exposure. Would that be helpful?
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Great. So here's a couple things that we're going to do. So number one, we're going to do some virtual property tours. So we're going to have 360-degree virtual tours going around your property. It's pretty much going to be like a virtual open house. So buyers will have the opportunity to go online, click all these other different pictures to be able to see your property as if they're walking through it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Great. We're also going to do some social media, Facebook, Instagram, to really get people out there in the market that are using those kind of platforms. We're also going to put some ads on Craigslist and do a variety of other different things. And on top of that, I'm actually going to do a 3D system using a company called Matterport to make sure that people have the best views of your home online without having to step foot inside your property. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Now, Melinda, here's the thing. I don't want you to feel like you're the guinea pig in this process. We've been doing this now for quite a few listings, and I got to tell you, we've had a lot of success. As a matter of fact, one of our listings recently, we had 9 offers in the first week, and we opened up escrow without anybody stepping foot in the property. Is that something that would be beneficial for you?
Yeah, that would be great.
So look, we certainly have this wired to be able to get you the maximum exposure possible, get you the most money without exposing you or anyone else to this awful virus. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so I'm surprised, I guess. So homes are still selling right now.
Oh, they're absolutely selling right now. Can I tell you why?
Why?
Well, did you know that interest rates are the lowest they've ever been for home loans?
Uh, I I had heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, isn't it? And the
Yeah.
second thing is we are experiencing a very low inventory, especially in your marketplace. Were you aware of that as well?
I didn't know about that. No.
Yeah, very low inventory. So when you combine a bunch of motivated, aggressive buyers competing for a limited number of properties, what does that typically do to your price?
I would guess it would go up.
Goes up. So, and buyers are willing to push it up right now because they're saving so much money on their monthly payment and in the long run because of the low interest rate. So because of that, we are experiencing a lot of aggressive buyers out there in the marketplace, which is ideal for a seller like yourself who wants to cash out and move to Nevada, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Great. So based on all that, all we need to do now is simply sign the contract so we can start getting buyers to your property. So you ready to go?
Yeah, let's do it.
Perfect. Okay, so Melinda, what I'm going to do now is I want to keep you here. I'm going to go ahead and send you over the contract. So let me just email that over to you right now. We'll go ahead and get that signed while we're here together. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Appreciate it. Okay, great. And then I would just go through the contract. Okay. So Melinda, thank you for taking it easy on me. Now look, I know I skipped a couple parts there, but I did that on purpose. Don't make it think like I don't know the script. Okay. But I didn't want to do this for 15, 20, 30 minutes going through this presentation. So I'm well aware I didn't go through the pre-qual things. Let's quickly review the questions I asked you over the phone and all this other stuff. Okay. I did that just to speed this through. I just wanted to show you that we're really just doing a listing presentation just as we would in person. We just have to share a couple documents. Okay. Now, is there anything that seemed off or more difficult than normal?
Well, Robert, I can share just from the seller perspective.
Yeah.
Um, I would say that the biggest thing you want to be aware of is where your gaze is focused. Because there are some times when I think we have a tendency to look around in other places, and we want to be laser focused on what's going on in front of us, because that's your face to face.
Yeah.
And even though I know you're probably looking at your script, or you're trying to pull stuff up on the screen, things like that, that
Yeah.
world just goes by too.
You know, I actually, to your point, I had to catch myself. I wasn't looking at anything. It's just, that's my natural reaction, is when I'm talking, when I'm thinking, I'm kind of moving my head around. But it's a great point. You got to be laser focused. You can't let
You want to be looking at that camera
right
on your screen.
Right. So the question came up, where's the best place to look? Is look at the camera. You know, look at the camera there. Okay, so look, so hopefully that was helpful for everybody. Again, I understand. Don't criticize me for not doing everything verbatim. I was just trying to get through the point of this. But it's simple. It's really simple stuff. You just have to treat it like a normal presentation, have your stuff ready up there. But you have to practice this. You have to practice this.
Really?
Okay?
You sure?
Yeah. Yeah. Have to practice this.
Practice.
You
I'm gonna
know,
write that down.
and I'll leave you with this, because then we're gonna jump into some other stuff here. But you know, we get the question, Neil gets the question all the time. I get the question, Diane gets the question, and is, you know, Robert, what are the top agents doing that makes them top agents, and things like that? And we hear from Tony Smith, and we hear from Cody, and we always hear from all these other people. One of the things I can tell you that top agents are doing is they're practicing this. And the reason I know that is there's one of them that I do this with, which is Melinda, and her and I for 2 years, Melinda and I every single week practice her listing presentation. So if Melinda's already here and every single week she practices and records her listing presentation, then you need to catch up. And then Josie sent me a message earlier that she recorded one. So who's also a high level every single year top producing agent. So what are the top agents doing? They're practicing this over and over and over again. So you got to do it. You have to do it.